Good morning, students, and welcome to day 3 of week 7. Y'all have been doing a fantastic job this whole week. Keep in mind that the steps stay the same, nothing changes, just like the Price is Right. So go ahead and pull out your packets and move on to question number 4. So before I begin with the setup and solving, keep in mind that today's quote is "Not everything that can be counted counts, and not everything that counts can be counted." Keep in mind that for this lesson specifically, it all comes down to your initiative, and it comes down to how much you want to learn this content. If you do not interact with content, and if you do not struggle and go through the grind, you are not going to perform as well as I know each and every one of you can. So take the time, work out these problems on your own, do something, and then if you're still having trouble, let me know. So here we go, guys. Let's go ahead and start with question number 4. So for question number 4, we have that they want us to find the area of a shaded region in a drawing of 2 circles below. Find the answer to the nearest tenth. So keep in mind that for this one, this is obviously going to be a subtraction. So for a subtraction, we need to first find the total and subtract the 2 circles. So I can notice here that the 2 areas that I'm going to need to find are the area of the rectangle and the area of the circles. So those are my formulas I will use. So area of every rectangle, parallelogram, and any quadrilateral is always going to be base times height, unless this is a trapezoid, but this is not. So base times height. The next one for a circle is going to be pi r squared, right? So for this one, keep in mind that the pi r squared, so just keep in mind that in order to solve this one, you're going to need to take the area of the circle and multiply it by 2, since they're similar circles. So in essence, I went ahead and took the area formula for a circle, which is pi r squared, and added a 2 in the front, just to signify that we need to multiply at the very end by 2. Alright, so first and foremost, we have to also keep in mind that because this is a problem where we're going to have to subtract, that is the operation that's going to happen in the middle. So solve the area of the rectangle and subtract the area of the 2 circles. And now let's go ahead and work on these equations. So the first one, we have a base times height. So in essence, pick your base of your circle, which is 21 centimeters, and multiply it by your height, which is 10.5, and you'll get a total of 220.5 centimeters squared. So that is the area of our rectangle. Next, we must find the area of the circles. Specifically, I'm going to find the area of one circle. Keep in mind that for this, our equation is pi r squared. So the r signifies the radius, which is half of the distance from the outside of the circle to the middle of the circle. Here it tells us that from one end of a circle to the other, it is 10.5, which is the diameter. So we're going to have to substitute a little bit more of it into the equation, which is going to be the 10.5 divided by 2. So we need to do this process first, because that will give us our actual radius. Because if we use a 10.5, that'll be diameter, which is incorrect. Alright guys, so here we go. So we have 2 times pi times 10 over 5 divided by 2 squared. Don't forget this is all in centimeters. So first we do the division, which we're going to get 5.25 squared. When we multiply 5.25 times itself, we get 27.5625. When we multiply pi times 27.5625, we get approximately somewhere around 86.59. And now when we multiply that by 2, we're going to get 173.18. So now we have to subtract. So we take our answer of our rectangle minus our circle. So we have 220.5 minus 173.18. When you do the math, you're going to get approximately 4732. Now, keep in mind, I rounded off back when I put pi as being 3.14 versus the whole answer. So whenever you do math, you do not round until the very end. Sometimes it gets kind of messy because for numbers such as pi, it has numbers that never end, right? So just remember to keep as many decimal places as you get, or as you have, or as you can. That way you can get the closest to the answer. So our answer has to be approximately 47.32. Notice that answer is not exactly there, but we do have one that is somewhat close, which is going to be the 47.4. Hence, the reason is H. For number 5, it says that Sally is opening up a new restaurant. She wants to announce her opening with a big red sign in the shape of an arrow. What is the area of her sign? So once again, for this, we can just use two equations, which would be the equation for the rectangle and the equation for the triangle, add them together. Okay, so here we go. So for the first one, we need to find the area of each shape. So the area of a rectangle is always going to be base times height. The area of the triangle is always going to be base times height divided by 2. So those are the formulas we're going to use. Then we also need to determine whether we're going to add or subtract, because we're composing or utilizing two figures to make one. We're going to be adding both of them. And so let's go ahead and solve them. So the area of every rectangle is base times height. In this scenario, the area of our rectangle is actually the 10. Okay, so it is a 10 by 4, not the whole thing, just the part that signifies the rectangle, which is written at the top. So we have a 10 inch by 4 inch, giving us a total of 40 feet for our rectangle. Then we must find the area of our triangle, utilizing the 4 of the rectangle. That comprises a part of our triangle. Now we need to add the sides. So each side of our triangle is 1.5. Add them together is 3. So 3 plus 4 gives us a total of 7. So the base of our triangle is 7. And if the whole figure is 14 and 10 inches of it is the rectangle, then what is left is the triangle, which is the 4. So we have a 7 by 4 triangle. So when you multiply 7 by 4, we're going to get 28 over 2, which is going to give us a 14-foot triangle. Now we add them together. So area equals the area of the rectangle plus the area of the triangle. So 40 plus 14, which of course gives you 54. So that means that your answer is C. If you have any questions, let me know. Other than that, that is questions 4 and 5. Make sure to complete questions 1, 2, and 3. Show me all your work. Take a picture and send it to me. If you have questions, let me know. And other than that, good luck, guys. All right. Love you all and miss you all. Bye.